Oh, it doesn't matter. You can be here. All right. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of the LegacyKnitz podcast. My name is Chelsea.
My name is Sue.
I am the daughter mother.
Mother, grandmother. I had to think of the rhythm of that. Like which comes first? I don't know.
It's been a while. And I'm coming to you from Vermont.
Connecticut. And you would think I am on the woolly shirt and you're sleeveless.
I know. Well, I also just got back from a long walk. And
good for you.
It felt really, I was sweating by the end of it. I've been trying my best to get out as much as possible. Have you seen, I've been doing mornings.
I know. I know everything you do because Dad will be like, oh, Chelsea went out for a walk. I'm so happy you're able to find that time to sneak out.
It hit me like a ton of bricks one day because I was like talking with Justin and I was like feeling super frustrated and down about the fact that I wasn't exercising and like something was just missing. And so I was like thinking about it. And then in the middle of one day, I was like, why? Like I used to wake up early all the time when I was pregnant with Charlie and I needed my time, to myself. So now that Charlie's here and we have some semblance of a rhythm, why not try that again? And walking for some reason is way less daunting to me than running. So I literally roll out of bed, put my sneakers on, and now I'm bundling up because it's freezing. And I walk out the door and I go for a walk and then I come back and I sit on the porch and I read my little daily devotional and I go inside and I start my day.
And Charlie's sleeping through all of that.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. I'm so happy for you because I was thinking about that one day, how you are such an exerciser and you were such an exerciser. Mm-hmm. And like and I remember I was kind of that and I just never went back to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad I did for a long time. And then you have to pick, you have such limited time. You have to pick how you're going to use it, but I am so glad you're doing it.
Thank you. I know it definitely feels like that missing piece of the puzzle. Like I have my regular energy back. I feel like at least.
You know what it is too? I can feel it with you. And I think we talked about this and I know Justin's mom said the same thing. Like you are really settling beautifully into having 2 children. Like you found a rhythm around it. And I'm like watching the process for you. I feel like you're definitely settling into, oh, I have 2 kids and this is what life looks like with 2 kids.
Yeah. Well, it also really helps that Justin's working from home right now because truly like anytime I'm finding myself in a pinch or like today's a perfect example. We got back from the walk and Lily always wants to be outside. Meanwhile, Charlie needed to eat. So she was starting to get fussy. So I could very easily just text Justin. He came up, he helped me get Lily inside. You know what I mean? It's like those little sticky parts where like he has just really helped to grease the wheel and like keep it going. So I'm grateful for that.
I totally get that. And I think too is because you've started this new rhythm, by the time he goes back, it will work.
I hope so. That's my hope. When this all first started, we were calculating, way back, right when it all started, when he would be going back. And I was saying the same thing, like, oh, she'll be over 3 months at that point. I feel like that'll probably be a good, which can you believe she's 3 months old already?
I can't either, and I can't believe, and I am not there doing every day, so this isn't to minimalize it, but she seems like such an angel baby.
Truly, knock on wood, fingers, she's wonderful. She's sitting here smiling at me right now.
I can't believe how young she is and all she's doing, like the interacting, the smiling, oh my gosh, it's murder.
I know.
But it could be so much worse. Like literally, I get to see the girls almost every day, except not on weekends. Usually we are all in our own little worlds. But because of our business, we have to touch base every day.
Yep.
So, you know what, like really... But we're still allowed to complain. Like that's something I'm realizing during this pandemic, and I don't even call it complaining. It's venting.
Just venting. We do that in every day, pandemic or not.
Yeah, exactly. Even though like a lot of people have it way worse, way harder, we're still allowed to be sad or missing things, even when we have luxury, right?
Mhm. That is reminding me so much of like the tone and just the words that you were using surrounding that is reminding me so much of that book Untamed that I'm reading right now. Like we're allowed to feel what we're feeling. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason, like we shouldn't be shamed out of feeling the way we're feeling just because it could be worse or, you know what I mean?
Exactly, because it's always going to be worse for someone, and it doesn't mean we're not allowed to feel the way we feel.
Totally.
That's our public service announcement of the day. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, so I know, but I really can't go there, especially, well, with both the girls, because they're both at precious times. I just feel like Charlie, oh my goodness, like that newborn, thank goodness that we had that like 5 days when I came up early to help you out a little bit, and then the guys came up.
Yeah.
If we hadn't done that right now, I think my heart would hurt so much.
If I think about it too much, it really like panics me, and then it makes me sad, and then it makes me mad. And it's so I can't, like I have to kind of live on the surface of it. Like I feel all the things, and I'm not trying to bury it, but like at the same time, I feel like that's one of the arenas where like I really need to keep perspective, because otherwise it's really, really sad to think about everything.
It's really sad. I have to say it's really sad, but I also think it doesn't do any good to keep looking at, like, because I can go there on a night when I'm feeling sorry for myself, but it doesn't do any good. It's not going to change anything.
Right.
And like I said, like literally I see Charlie every day. So let's leave it at that.
Right. Right.
It's really hot in here. I have to open the window. I've been cooking all morning, meaning yarn all morning. And then I shut myself in here so we don't get any interruptions. And I just dropped all of my beauty.
Oh no.
I'm grabbing it. Don't worry. It's okay. So yeah. So I don't even know what week we're in, but we're in week 199,000.
With Romy.
Make sure and stuff.
All right. Have a good ride.
Have a good ride. Be safe out there, Justy. Wear your helmet, mask, elbow guards, knee pads. Have fun.
I don't think he could hear you.
He's out the door.
Yeah, we're in week, who knows, of quarantine.
Yeah. It's all right. You know, like I've said it a million times. I embrace being home.
Same.
I really do enjoy it. I'm very grateful I'm not feeling, a lot of people are feeling that pull of wanting to be out in the world. I'm not. I will soon. Maybe I will, but right now I'm not.
The only thing I'm missing it for is like if we need something, like the perfect example is like Lily needs some new clothes for the spring, and I would really love to be able to go to the store and pick them out instead of ordering them online. But like also I don't really care that much.
I know. Okay, let's be really transparent here. Do you know the one thing I want to do so badly? This is so bad, so
Wait,
pathetic.
Let me guess. Is it a place that you want to go? You want to go to McDonald's?
Close.
I don't know. Tell me.
My favorite place.
The Mexican restaurant?
Okay, I'll just tell you.
Tell me.
Besides getting my hair cut, that's number one. That's going to make me insane. That's about the only thing that's going to make me insane because it's unmanageable.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want to drive through Arby's.
Oh, there isn't even an Arby's to drive through.
Oh, I found one.
What?
On the Berlin Turnpike. If I go to the Thistle, I go to Arby's. That's my treat.
I don't think I realized that was part of your like routine, like part of your like.
It happens probably once a month.
Totally.
I'm sounding like it's happening every day. Probably once a month. I'm this close to going because I could go through drive-through, but we have been so diligent. Like I've cooked every meal, every freaking meal.
Same.
I have cooked.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And there's been no leftovers involved. It's every meal.
Jeez, you guys are good.
I deserve something huge. huge.
You deserve Arby's, damn it.
I want it so bad. I literally like, cause I've been bringing Graham home during the day. I literally have to hold myself back from getting on the highway every day. And I try to rationalize it in my brain, and then I go, it's just not worth it, Sue. I don't have all the equipment that I would need. I should just leave the mask and gloves in the car, but I don't. It's all right. It's all right. Arby's roast beef.
Was the Arby's the one in the mall food court? Yeah, it's amazing. Do you want to know what we get? Which I thought Lily was going to love and hates, the Arby's seasoned curly fries. They have those frozen in the grocery store, and we got a bag of them because I thought like that'd be kind of yummy. Like she likes her little chicken tenders, like maybe some seasoned fries would be yummy. She literally, Mom, the other day, so I only cook.
I could see her face.
Oh my God, she's. But the crazy part was, she like shoveled it all, like she tasted it, and then she like continued to eat it, and then all of a sudden she hit this point where she was like, and like scraping it out of her mouth. And I was like, just drink it, just drink some water, just swallow it. And then she went to try and swallow, and she goes, like, thought she was going to throw up, and I was like, there's no way she's going to throw up from Arby's seasoned fries. They're amazing.
Oh, I love that girl so much.
She's the best. She's
the best.
She's so cool.
The two of them together, oh, we can't gush. I could gush and gush and gush.
Same.
Like every grandmother out there, but holy cow, they are the best.
I know. They're
the best. So yeah, so I've been cooking every meal.
Same. Although we've definitely had meals where it's like, what's the worst meal that we've had? I don't know. We're such leftovers people. We eat, like, we'll cook a meal once and we'll eat it like for the next 2 days.
Hate them. Do you know what I've mastered after all these years?
What?
Cooking for the appropriate amount of people.
Good for you.
I have mastered it. I've been cooking for 3. We have very little leftovers. I do not like leftovers. Honestly, I hate leftovers.
Is it because nobody eats them, so they sit in the refrigerator?
No, because we could eat them. If I cooked enough, Graham, Dad would be thrilled. But I want to like what I'm eating for dinner. If I'm making dinner, I want to like it.
Oh, I get that.
So yeah, so no leftovers here. I have mastered cooking for 3.
You're amazing. That's because truly you would cook for 8.
Cook for 10.
Literally, yeah.
But it's funny because Jake has been completely quarantined, so he's able, like Graham, to come back and forth as long as we all remain very quarantined. And he cannot just pop in and tell me he wants to eat here anymore. Like, because I'm cooking for 3. So the other day I made a pot roast and he had popped in, which kills me because you know me, I'm a feeder.
Yeah.
I cooked a pot roast and I said, Jake, you can stay for dinner. And he was like, all right. And I was like, well, you can always stay for dinner. Like, you're always welcome for dinner. And I was like, actually, you're not. I need to know when you're coming now.
Let me recalculate this.
You know, he's like, I guess I planned well tonight. So
that's so funny. That's good, though. That's really, really good, I feel like.
I'm kind of proud of myself.
You should be. There we go.
So how is your making coming? I am watching you be quite the maker.
I love making. Can I just tell you?
How are people surviving without it?
I would be curled up in a corner shaking and sobbing if I did not have my making.
I would be killing.
That
does not sound good.
Step aside, pandemic.
Okay, I have to insert one thing here because I'm going to forget. Puppy. The Periscope people reminded me.
It's so
like, what's happening with the puppy? And I'm like, so we were working with a breeder in Canada, but then they were going to breed the dogs and then they were going back to their owners. And so we were going to have to do a pickup in the Poconos the beginning of May, like next week, for a puppy. We did not get a puppy. They were like, nope, we didn't have enough. And which we knew that was a possibility. But before this, we had put our name into the breeder in Vermont that Justin had found for us. And didn't make it on the last litter, which just left. And on Facebook, we got to watch the whole journey. And we got a note from them saying that we are on the next litter list. We are going to have a puppy at the end of December. We are number 4 or 5 on the list.
And for anybody
No, that's all.
I was just going to say, for anybody that doesn't know, the type of dog that my mom has always had is Old English sheepdogs.
They're very hard to come by.
Yes. Yes.
I think from reputable breeders, because
that was what I was going to add in, was if you really want a really like beautiful, well-bred dog, then yes, they're really hard to come by.
They're hard to come by, but I'm so excited. I will apologize right now to all the people that rescue dogs. You are my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so sorry that I love these dogs so much. They're the only ones I ever get.
I know. Well, this was like, even since you were a little girl. Like,
little girl. I used to pray for them because we never had dogs, and I would pray. And since then, this will be our fourth and last, for sure.
Yeah. But they're amazing dogs.
Oh, they're amazing dogs. I love them so much.
I'm so excited for you guys. And what a fun time of year to be bringing a puppy in.
Kind of, sort of. I hate the cold. I hate going out in the cold. That part I'm not happy about, but I also feel like this pandemic has made me realize how much I would love to have a dog right now during this. I think they bring great comfort. Not so much when you have two babies.
No. I love Roma.
I'm in a whole different life situation. In my life situation, it would be great comfort and joy, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Let's really get to the gist of it. What are you working on?
Do it. Well, right now, I just finished my very last row on the back of the body of my Forager sweater. So this is a sweater design. Whoa. Look at this wild, dangerous. So this is a sweater designed by Melody Hoffman. I've been knitting it for quite a while. This was actually my quarantine cast on. I cast it on, I think, a week, like the second week of quarantine or something like that.
So that's not quite a while.
That's been quite a while.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. So I can actually try it on. Well, first I'll show you the detailing. So I already cast, it's a split hem. So
I feel like I've not even really seen this. I was thinking it had the braid on it. That's a different one.
That's Little Twigs by Melody.
Yeah.
So this is just a very basic raglan pullover. The beauty of this is the yarn that she prescribes for it. So she knit hers out of Plotulopi and mohair silk. So that's exactly what I ordered from Webs, which is yarn.com. It's super.
You did go to Webs.
Mm-hmm. It's super.
That's like in my backyard, and I never go.
I've never been, ever.
That's a sin.
I know, and we pass it every time we come down to Connecticut.
I know, it's an hour away.
So this is the unspun Icelandic wool, and then I'm using, and it's the oatmeal colorway, and then this is the our cloud mohair and our espresso bean colorway, and it matches.
Weird. It looks like they were dyed together.
I know,
that is wild, because that's a natural. That probably isn't even dyed. That's probably right off the sheep. Well, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so pretty.
So that was the draw for me, because I've knit a raglan sweater before. I knit the no frills, which was also with mohair. So like it wasn't necessarily a super like riveting in the fact that like, ooh, I get to knit a raglan sweater, which is fun, yes, but the yarn, I was just so dying to try this yarn. And I was talking about this on my vlog from Monday from my Patreon vlog. I think I'm going to start stocking up on some different colors, like 4 cakes. I think 4 cakes is a sweater's quantity for me, maybe even a little bit more. And it would be a $40 sweater.
Well, and you know what? If you buy, the more you buy, the cheaper it is at Webs.
Exactly. The discount.
Like $60 gives you.
I don't remember exactly what it is, but.
I haven't been there in so long. I just looked up and it's like, oh, phew, we are recording. I never noticed those things. We didn't test anything. Let's just hope and pray. It's going to work. It's fine.
It'll work.
I'm so excited. I love a raglan sweater. So I'm assuming it's looking worsted weight, correct?
So yes. So I actually looked this up the other day. Plotulopi, it's by itself is a DK weight. So I think with the silk mohair, it's probably a light worsted. Oh my gosh. I think so.
DK and worsted, depending on the yarn, it's just not that huge of a difference. Oh my gosh, it's so you.
I love it. So let me show
You
you.
are going to live in that.
I know, I'm so excited. So you can see like my waist is right here. So it's not super cropped. It's
I
just,
love the length because you know what? Once you start your sewing adventures,
I know. A nice little skirt underneath it. Oops, I'm sitting on the arm.
skirt or like a one-piece dress.
And part of me is like, should I just leave it as a short sleeve? But I really want it to be, and I was talking about this too on my blog. I think I'm going to do it above my wrist bone so that's a little more functional and not as, you know.
The only thing I don't like about that for me, I love it in the house. It's when you go out, because I am not a huge jacket wearer.
Mm-hmm.
Like quite often I will just go out with like a vest or just a heavy sweater. Even above the wrist would bug me. I'd be cold.
See, and my thing is whenever I wear sweaters, especially with this kind of a woolly wool, I'll put a long sleeve shirt on underneath it. So my wrists will end up being covered. It's just the sweater itself, or I can tuck them into the sweater and they'll very easily stay in the sweater. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, this is so good for me because this past yesterday and today, I am needing so much inspiration. And as I'm getting inspired, it's giving me life. Like I'm really feeling like I'm coming out of it and feeling like motivated. So this is so inspirational.
Good. Oh, good. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. I feel like I was going to say something else about it and I can't remember what it was.
Is it itchy? People are going to be like, oh, it looks itchy.
Honestly, it's against my bare skin right now. It's really not. But I don't think I necessarily have sensitive skin. Like if you have super sensitive skin, you're going to feel like you could feel it for sure. And like there's a little bit of an itch factor, but I don't know, it's pretty
The thing is though, like you said, you're always going to have something on underneath it.
Definitely.
I think the Lopi, because I have a sweater out of Lopi, it looks super itchy, but I don't find it unmanageable either. I do wear something underneath it.
Yeah.
But there's always times when it hits your skin or you're affected by it. And I don't find it itchy either.
Yeah, I'm finding it very comfortable right now. So yeah, and I'm curious too to see, well, I'm very curious. So I have started reading the Knitter's Book of Yarn.
So impressed by you lately.
Thank you.
Ooh. Holy cow.
By Clara Parks. And so I'm learning a lot about wool and its property, like moisture wicking and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't know if Clotelope has any kind of lanolin in it still. It doesn't feel super oily necessarily, but I'm sure there's some because it's.
I feel like you would really feel it, but yeah. I have not read the book. I know nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but shoot, where was I going with that? Maybe just another thing that I'm excited about for this sweater is that it. Oh,
no, you go.
I was just going to say is that I know Melody has said she wore it outside in the rain and it really just repels the water off, which is nice. And it also it does feel like one of those sweaters where it would keep me cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Not that I'm going to be wearing a wool sweater in the summertime, but I just think it's a really neat thing about this.
One thing that I realized when I was doing a color work one, it isn't the same Lopi, it's a different one, I think. Unlike superwash, it does not grow a lot when you block it.
That is where I was going with it.
I thought you were. If I could be so wrong about this, but if I remember right, because I wanted it to grow and it didn't, the non-superwashes don't grow like the superwash.
You're 100% correct. Yes, that's exactly right. So, which I'm happy about, but I'm wondering though, and you probably have this answer too, because you've done this, does it soften it at all? I doubt it.
I think it will soften a little
bit. I'm wondering if the mohair will, I mean, not that the mohair is itchy, but I wonder if that'll add a little bit of, I don't know.
I think it's going to soften. I do think it softens with time. I would almost say that 100%. And with washing, like wash it with just the greatest wool wash.
I'm going to, I can't wait.
I'm impressed.
Thank you very much. So that's the sweater that I'm knitting. I do have a project page for it, so I'll link it down below for anyone who's wondering like what size I knit, all of that stuff.
Who are you?
I don't know, but I'm really enjoying learning a lot. And this is the first sweater that I've ever knit that I swatched for, and I love the fit, and I will never not swatch for a sweater again.
I know. I have to pick your brain on that, and because I just feel like I'm a very impatient person when it comes to starting a project.
That's fair though.
I just want to start it. I don't want to figure anything out. I just want to dive in. I think that is part of my personality.
I think though, like that's, for me, the only way I've been able to keep doing it is one, I really wanted to have a sweater that fit like perfect. Like I wanted that to fit very specifically. And two, and I've mentioned this again on my Chelsea Makes, with every swatch that I make, I'm decorating above my wall. So it's like I'm creating this beautiful like little patchwork wall hanging. And so it's like I'm still getting a finished object.
I love it.
As I'm doing the work up front, whatever. Yeah.
I love it.
It's fun.
It's impressive. I also started a sweater, which I did not swatch for.
That's okay.
I didn't do any of the correct things, but I am in heaven and I love it.
Well, and you have magical powers.
I do have magical powers. Let's admit that. I have it in my awesome granny bag that's really yours that I never sent to you.
Oh, I love it.
I know. I needed a bag and this was sitting unfilled because I was going to send it to you. I'll give it to you next time I see you. I'll be done with it.
What's mine is yours. It is totally fine.
I know. But I have been really loving watching Tanis Fiber Arts.
Me too.
I know. I love Tanis. I love her color sense. I love her style. I really, really enjoy her. I like, as a yarn dyer, I feel there's something about her that I listen to her really closely and I love her.
Yeah.
And I also think she's a fantastic designer.
Agreed.
I really do. And very, I don't want to use the word basic, but simple. She loves simple, clean designs. That's what I want to call it. Like nothing over the top. So her city limits, I tried to avoid. And then I was like, no, I'm doing it. Because of one of our new yarn lines that I love so much are color lines. And I typically do not like the garter stitch side. I love it.
I do too.
I love it so much. You're not going to see a lot of the great color changes yet.
Have you changed them a color at all? You have. So what have you changed it to?
So I'm going to explain how I do it. I'm going to wear it you can wear it either way. I think this way really shows the color changes. So this is my palette. And I will have all these colors in the shop. I have to do that after this is over. I want to hold them correctly.
It reminds me a lot of the Comfort Fade Cardi by Andrea Mowry. That pearl side just really, the fade is much more subtle when it's on the pearl bump side.
It's more subtle, but she's also got this really cool detail that I haven't gotten to that I love this. I'm going to live in this sweater.
I think you showed it to me. Yeah, I want to. Can't wait.
Okay, this is my palette. So she's brilliant. I don't know why I never realized this is the way to truly fade. Like, it's so obvious, but I never knew. So the colors are Whisper, which is it's got these very soft gray areas. I love. This is the color I used on your crochet. Then we have, I'm going to call this Purple Rain. So these colors are all coming from our mini set, which was April Showers.
April Showers mini set, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why this is Purple Rain.
Love.
This is going to be Morning Mist. It looks like bluebells here, but it's not. It's gray instead of purple, incorporated with a grayer blue too.
Yeah, that doesn't, I can see the similarities, but I wouldn't say it's definitely the same.
And I wouldn't have even said that, but I dyed bluebells this morning for a special order. So it's like, oh, it's really nothing like it, but resembles it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So this is going to be Morning Mist, I think.
Love.
Then this is Lavender Fields, which is a colorway we had, and then Blueberry. Okay, originally I was going to do, instead of Blueberry, I was going to do this gray.
Oh.
I still reserve the right to do that. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. I love Blueberries so much.
I do too. That colorway has my heart.
And so everything by the end of this will be on my floor. So what the fade is, instead of going from, because you use two threads,
You hold finger and make double. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And so originally I'm like, well, why wouldn't I just use worsted weight? Because you can.
Right.
But I'm so glad I didn't, because when you fade, you go from 2 strands of this to 1 and 1. 2 of this to 1 and 1. So it's just, that's why it's so subtle. And that's the look I want. I want this beautiful, your eye just flows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in love with this sweater.
I can't wait to continue to see you fade.
I think I'm going to work on it today. I've been working on something else that I'm kind of obsessed with, but it's time to get my knitting out again.
Mm-hmm.
This was this weekend. And because my brain has been so fried during the pandemic, I blame everything on the pandemic.
We're allowed to blame everything.
Everything is its fault. It's like I had to start it 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
The wrong size once, the wrong this, the wrong that. And it's so funny because Grandma's like, you should write to her. And I'm like, oh no, the pattern is perfect. It's me. It's totally me. Pandemic brain, I'm calling it.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it wasn't looking so blown out. And when I get more done, we'll do a post on it.
Yeah, we'll take a picture.
Because it's so soft and delicious. You could also add mohair, which for this one, I think pewter or silver lining would just pop it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it's not necessary.
are you using Cozy Toes?
I'm all about cozy toes.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. Now, if I use steel toes, because it's not quite as plump, then I might add the mohair.
Mohair. Yep.
But
Yep.
let's be honest, unless you absolutely love mohair and you're obsessed with it and you need it in everything, it adds quite a bit price to a sweater.
Oh yes. Oh
It
yeah.
really does. It would probably need 2 skeins.
Yep.
And for this, so, all these colors are in the shop. I'm so tempted to do kits, but I'm also don't want to, because you might need 2 of one color. Like there's one color that you might need more of. So, I mean, we can help you put together kits. I've been doing that for people.
Mm-hmm.
With colorways. We can send pictures, and then because you have to know what you need for yardage. We don't know that. Like, right. You have to go according to your size. So we can certainly be helpful if you have questions. Mm-hmm. So I'm not doing the kits for that reason. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree. And a lot of times we'll make kits and they'll just sit, and we'll have a lot more people request custom orders anyway. So we don't want to keep that yarn off of the shelves if someone wanted it for something else. So it's just kind of an easier way.
Exactly. It's just easier. I mean, when we do shows, sometimes we bring kits, but having said that, we do have a shawl kit in there. We have a couple of shawl kits right now, but that's very different than a sweater kit because of sizing.
Exactly.
So, oh my gosh, the knit is fantastic.
It's so fun.
It's fantastic. I have enjoyed it so much. So much. Size 8 needles, US 8s.
My God,
I'm so close. And of course, I put it down. I only have one more increase row. Put it down. And I want the sleeves separated, because then it's going to fly off my needles.
You should do it right now as we're podcasting.
I can't. I have to concentrate. I've already started it 4 times.
I forgot. You're correct.
Remember, pandemic brain.
Yeah, don't do it.
It's a thing.
Oh, I know.
I'm working on fixing it though. Like,
it takes a lot of work. Like, we've talked about this before, where like there's so much work going on in the background, at least for me, of my brain. Like, I feel like I'm very present and I'm here. But when I go to unwind at the end of the day, like, I start recognizing all of the wheels moving back here that were probably moving all day long, but I just didn't focus on them. like intentionally, like I was actively not trying to think about it. So I mean, I don't know, that's just me, but I have a feeling I'm probably not the only one.
I'm pretty sure I was driving today to Graham's and back. I'm pretty sure I'm a menace on the roads right now. Thank God there's no one else. Literally, I'm like, I think I'm turning, like, it's like right after you have a baby, like nobody should drive a car right after they have a baby. Like, it's a wonder anyone's alive in this family.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a real thing.
It's all right.
What else are you working on?
Oh, okay. Well, so I have a half finished object that I could show actually.
Oh, did you say, oh, I love these.
So these are my
Gouda socks.
What's that?
They're so cute.
Aren't they adorable?
Adorable.
I believe these are called, I think she named them the popcorn socks, but they're Simple Sock 2 on Ravelry. They're by Melody Hoffman. Again, it's so funny. I was chatting with someone on Instagram and we were talking about, who was it? And we were talking about how Stacy, so I've been loving Stacy Stress Knits podcast. And she did her year of Andrea Mowry.
You're doing your year of Melanie or 2.
And I don't, or 2 years or 3, like and not even intentionally, but as I'm vlogging every week, it's like, and this one's by Melody. Like truly, I don't think I have a pattern on my needles that is not by Melody Hoffman, truly. Right
but
now.
You love so much about her. It's so understandable.
Yes.
I think she's very relatable for you. I just think there's so much there that you're just drawn to her.
Yeah. And
I do know you're secretly obsessed with her, probably.
God, I hope not.
I hope not. She's like, Chelsea, who?
She's gonna kick me off. She's gonna kick me off of her Patreon. I don't want her money anymore.
No, don't need that anymore. Oh my goodness.
But so yes, this is the Simple Sock 2 by Melody Hoffman. If you're looking on Ravelry, I'll put my project page down below. And
I want to see that top detail.
Oh yeah. Really, really interesting. Okay, let me move my face.
Is it a slip stitch?
It is not a slip stitch. So it's every other row is a knit row.
Okay.
So it's, I feel bad because it's a pay for pattern.
Oh, pay for, don't tell me then. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, but it's interesting because it doesn't hug. Like it just like there's no like leg and then ribbing. You know what I mean? It just stays all the same width.
Which when you think about it, like my thighs don't go. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like ribbing gets tighter?
Yes. But I think that's just that it hugs, no?
Hugs.
But honestly, like I mean, I haven't worn this functionally, obviously, because I only have one of them. But when I tried it on, it hugged my foot really nicely. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see how these wear because there isn't a ton of stretch to the yarn. Like, so it's woolly wool. It's a hand spun yarn. So I'm curious to see if it stretches and sags because that's my fear.
All my socks do, even with tighter ribbing.
I know. So
because anyway, they think our legs aren't like they stretch out.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But regardless, I think they'll be super warm. And like, even if I just wear them to bed or like, I think if I have like slippers on too, it'll keep at least my foot in place. And then if this bunches, I don't care.
They look like the coziest like house socks.
I know.
Oh, that's, I was like, oh, oh, it's so cute.
Isn't that cute? And she always does this little garter ridge detailing, which I love.
I always forget that little detail. I love that.
Me too. And yeah, it's a really simple sock. I mean, the name suggests, but to knit because really all of the work you do up front on the cuff. Like this is the hardest you're ever going to knit. And then it's just a vanilla sock where with every however many rows you do a few bobbles. Like it's essentially a vanilla sock. So cute. I love them.
I love it.
And I'm going to put my project page down below because I believe this is the color Dark Wood by A Star Is Shorn, and they're out of Bellows Falls, Vermont, so they're local to me. I got this at Must Love Yarn out of their local section.
Now, washing those, you probably have to hand wash?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I don't have a problem hand washing socks at all.
Same. I don't wash them very frequently at all anyway, but if I have to, like once or twice a year, then I'll hand wash them for sure.
Love it.
So that's my finished object.
I love it.
Thanks.
All right, well, I'm working on an amazing shawl, which again, I put that down. It's this other little project that's I'm obsessed with at the moment.
I know which one which shawl is it though? I'm trying to remember. Oh, duh.
Vertices United. I love it. I do think did we put these kits in the shop? I think we did.
We did. They're on the website for sure.
We did. So it's using Clover. I never do the right names. Cloverfields.
I think it's Clover Patch. No.
Clover Patch. Clover something.
Because I thought it was Cloverfield, and then I was like, oh, it's the movie, but then you corrected me to say Clover Patch. So
I did.
Pretty sure it's Clover Patch.
I don't have any here.
Doesn't matter.
And then it is Lavender Fields and Blueberry, which is gorgeous.
I think that's my favorite section so far.
Grello, though. Mellow Grello. Grello Mellow.
That's true. Mellow Grello.
Mellow Grello, thank you. And the dark, it's like a charcoal gray. It's a little darker than Grey Gardens.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you said that whenever we were talking, or maybe you just posted about it, because I thought it was Grey Gardens. I didn't realize that you were using charcoal.
I don't know if we put any in the shop yet. They are in the kits for sure.
In the kits, yeah.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's beyond. And are you still loving the knit, or are you getting bored?
I am.
You are.
I am. This section took forever. This section flew, and this section would fly if, again, pandemic brain, started it like at least 10 times, and it's not hard. And once you get this far, it's mindless. So I love, isn't it beautiful?
It's stunning. I love your color choices.
I do too. Originally, I had put succulent in here, and then we all agreed it looked terrible. It needs a good like tonal in there, something really deep, and
I agree.
I love it. So it's the Vertices Unite
by
Stephen West.
It's gorgeous, and I love, so I'm assuming you're using Cozy Toes again. I love the drape and the squish. Like, it's just so, you can see it even just the way you're handling that shawl.
It's so squishy. It's so soft. It's so amazing to work on. It's so amazing. I noticed quite a few people at the beginning of the pandemic were working on this.
Mm-hmm. I know Sandy's still working on hers. Hers is beautiful.
Yes. I love it. I love it so much.
It's gorgeous. I do think that shawl is going to still be on my to knit list. Like when I need a break from garments, I'm gonna, although, I want to show you what, I want to knit a color craze shawl, and I have a whole bunch of minis, but I don't know if I have enough of what I need.
Oh, I have so many. What's a color craze? Why is that sounding like I should know?
Tammy Gore is the designer. Molly knit one a while ago and was selling kits for it.
Yes, yes, yes. Is it all minis?
I think it can be if you want it to be, but okay. I know, I want to say Molly did like one main color and then
incorporated minis. Ooh.
Yes.
And you know me, I have not been into shawl knitting at all. Like, I'm just kind of like, they're all right. Haven't been wearing them. Of course, again, where do I ever go that I need to throw a shawl on? Very rare. Anyways, I'm going to live in this one.
I love it.
I feel like this is just going to hang up with my winter coat, and every time I go out, I'm going to wrap it around. Sorry, I can't put it down. I love it so much.
Oh, you shouldn't. It's beautiful.
I love it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So it's five colors.
5 colors, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I wear my shawls a lot in the house, you know, like as blankets around my shoulders.
You know what? If I wasn't a yarn dyer, it's really hard. Again, it's not a problem, but like literally I wake up in the morning and just throw on like yarn dyeing clothes, and there's some mornings that I want to throw on like a really cozy, like a nicer fleece. It's like, no, I'm dyeing yarn today, I can't. So that really holds me back.
Yeah, I get that.
Let's face it, I'm not going to get dressed up even if I'm not. I like to think I might.
At least you would consider it.
I would consider it. Okay.
All right, so I will show you my next sock. Charlie's like awake and staring at me, but very groggily. So I'm rocking her, wishing that she would fall asleep. Lily is jumping and throwing her body across her crib. I hope she does it again.
I love that girl so much. I can't stand it.
And like doing.
She's so funny. She is going to have our sense of humor because let's face it, we are pretty funny.
We can be. We think we are.
We think we're hysterical. Probably other people don't, but that's the kind of humor she's going to have, though.
Exactly. Yeah, she's cracking me up. Oh, she's sitting down now. But okay, next pair of socks, again by Melody Hoffman. These are the Into the Woods socks.
You are making so many earthy, crunchy socks. I love it.
I know. So again, I talked about this on my Patreon, but I've kind of in my mind created a winter wardrobe or a fall winter wardrobe that I want to have done by the fall. I have 3 pairs of socks, 2 long sleeve sweaters, 1 t-shirt, and maybe 1 shawl. The shawl is kind of like if I have extra time, if I finish all the other things. So this is one of the pairs of socks. This is another. So I'm trying to get all of the first socks done. Aren't they so fun?
Yes.
And then my nurture socks, which I showed on the last podcast, the pink ones.
Yes.
Peaches and cream. That's the 3rd pair. And I want these 3 pairs to be in my sock drawer for the winter and fall. The 2 sweaters are my Forager sweater, which I just talked to you about, and my little Twigs, which I'll show you briefly because there's really not much to show. I'm still in the same spot that I have been for the last 5 months.
Look at you with all your sweaters, though. I love that. I am finding it so interesting that you're going so earthy, crunchy, because that's the type of knitting I started with and still enjoy so much. And like our flock base, oh my gosh.
I can't wait to get the yarn.
I know, it's coming. I think it's left.
Oh, I wasn't saying that to rush you. I was just saying like my excitement is so.
No, but I finally, like yesterday afternoon, it hit me. I had all this stuff weighing on me that was like, just do it. Like for the business, for like all this stuff. And it all took like a minute here, a minute there. And it's like, why do I let that happen?
Oh, I do the exact same thing.
Oh.
But then that one day where you get it all done, you feel lighter than air.
Today I woke up like, woo, ready to go. I had everything organized that needed to be done today because I had dealt with them all. Mm-hmm. Again, I'm cracking myself up with the emails back and forth. Yep, I like it, Sue. I crack myself up. Every time I hit send and there's 4 words, I laugh.
It gets the job done.
I think people totally get it.
Yeah. You
okay.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the 2 long sleeve sweaters, and then the Rift t-shirt, which I'm going to be knitting out of our yarn, which you were sending to me.
Yes, now I'm remembering it. Okay, yeah.
That's the t-shirt, and then the shawl is still kind of up in the air, but like I said, I have some yarn up there that I might start a color craze. But I also am really kind of dying to do that Vertices Unite.
I know, it's so fun.
So we'll see.
So
the shawl's
mindless.
And
it's
that's
so mindless.
Yeah.
I know.
So anyways, so that's why I have such, I don't know.
It's exciting.
Earthy, crunchy socks. I just feel like I am definitely in a very earthy, crunchy stage. And every time I pick up one of my projects, I do think of you. Because you said that before.
Yeah, I love earthy, crunchy knitting. Like that is really, especially for sweaters. Yeah. Although, the city limits, though, that's kind of broken me out of it. And that's what I kept holding back, saying, I don't know, I kind of want to use the new base, but I knew it wasn't going to work well for that sweater. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I cast it on.
Yeah, I feel like that sweater needs a bit of drape.
And I feel like it's going to be like a sweatshirt sweater.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like that sweatshirt feel, and that you need the superwash for, I think.
I agree. Oh my God, before I forget, because I'm going to, Caitlin Hunter, is that Boylan Networks? She has a new oversized jacket coming out. Please tell me you've seen it.
No.
I think it's called the like Glum or Gloam or something like that.
I'm gonna write it down.
Oh my gosh, Mom. Just go to her Instagram. It's one of the first, that's in testing right now. And it's going to be like a $250 sweater if I get the yarn that I want. It's spin cycle. And it's their new base. I think it's called Metamorphic or Metamorphosis or something like that. And it's 50% recycled wool and 50% something else. But I don't have my heart totally set on that yarn. I'm just contemplating it. I might look at what?
I'm gonna have to look.
It's beautiful. But I also think I'm gonna look at Green Mountain and see what they have. Like you really need that structure of a really earthy, crunchy wool to be able to keep it so that it isn't like draping off of your body.
I totally agree. I am so mad I stopped knitting my Green Mountain sweater. That was 75% done.
Well, that's my little twigs that I just showed you. Like why?
Because picking it up, I have to figure out where I was. That will take 5 minutes, but it's stopping me.
Because you can't just pick it up and do it.
And exactly.
I thought she was going to throw herself across the crib again. Oh, shoot.
Lily girl.
She has the time of her life. When she has days where she doesn't nap, she just has the time of her life up there.
It's so good that she loves her crib. All right, you want to see my next project?
Yes.
Did you finish? No, you didn't finish.
I don't even know what to say about them. They're the Into the Wood socks. I'm knitting them on DPNs. Again, it's a Melody Hoffman pattern. I will link the project page down below.
How many stitches?
I'm doing the 64 stitch. There are two options though. There's a smaller one and then there's a 64.
I always go with 64. Okay, let's look at that gorgeous little.
So when I repicked these back up, I remembered that I had my little acorn charm by Maria of she's Woolen Forest on Instagram and Forest Charms on Etsy. I have so many of her.
I love her charms so much.
Me too. I feel like I
don't dress up my knitting. I should, and I don't.
I do honestly mostly with hers because I have 2 or 3 of hers on my Forager sweater. I just love them.
I do too. All right, so most of you know we have been mini setting it, like mini sets. People are just loving their mini sets. So back behind me are the new Mayflowers because they all sold out yesterday. So those might all be sold out too, I'm not sure. But we keep refilling the shop, so don't worry. So I wanted April Showers and Mayflowers to blend well together because, oh darn it, I don't have the pattern. Oh, yes, I do a few. Because Carolyn Bloom of Bloom Handmade, who is just a lovely human, this is not a new pattern, by the way. It's an old pattern. I thought it was a new pattern.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Water Arcade, but she's re-released it during the pandemic. We're all making it.
She's doing a cow.
She's doing a knit along. Actually, I'm not sure which one, but we have some giveaways that we are doing or donating to the cow. This is the part that I love.
Oh my gosh. Because you can plan it out.
Yes. So I have to make a copy because I have several ideas, but I'm using both sets of minis. I will show you the circles. And I believe like in the April Showers, it starts with Grey Gardens. So I may do Grey Gardens like creating almost like a zigzag, like up and down, up and down, up and down.
Oh.
And then, oh my goodness, I'm obsessed. Like I can't stop. And I'm like, I have other things to work on. I have so many piles like this.
Those scrappy projects are so addicting.
They are. So what I came up with my gauge using a size F hook, I can get 11 circles, 11 and a half, which is really annoying. So I would say you most definitely can get 10 probably with any arbitrary gauge. I can't imagine you would get less than 10. It's only 3 rounds. Oh my gosh. So okay, let's just do one of each.
I was going to say, that's going to be hard.
Sorry, I was trying to be like, I could do this. Okay, so I love them so much. So I haven't done the gray ones yet. And then the entire background, like the cascading so that these are all going to be on the bottom going up in a rainbow fashion. And then from the top is going to be whisper. I know. So, okay, hold on. I got to get them all.
Now, I'm assuming you can make that in a variation of sizes. Like it doesn't need to be huge, right?
She has a scarf pattern. She has a baby blanket.
I might do two baby blankets. I'm really just projecting into the future, but I'm thinking one for Lily and one for Charlie, and I could do like rainbows for them.
Well, my hope was I was going to do a toddler blanket for her new toddler bed out of these. That's my hope.
I will hand that off to you then, because that she would love that.
I know. And then because it's so special, like, and they have so many baby blankets, like so many people have knit for them.
Definitely.
I feel like I want them to have like a little heirloom from Grammy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Mom.
So how I'm doing it is, so this is the Mayflowers, and this is the green April showers. So this is going to go below this one.
Mom.
I know, right? Brilliant. Yellow. So they're meant to go together in a project like this.
Right.
So little rainbows. So I probably have already 100 done. I don't know how. I feel like I need 997.
Maybe plan it out. That way you don't do too many.
I'm not going to do too many. I am going to start coloring.
Yeah.
But there's also this little thing you do in between. Sorry, Carolyn. It's like a diamond that's how you attach them all. And those are going to be done in whisper.
And so what do you do? So then you crochet them all together?
Yes, somehow, some way. Magical. And I have not watched them personally, but Rachel, we were talking about it. Carolyn has done tutorials that are fantastic.
Oh, good.
Look at this hair. It's one piece. Just like, sorry. I know, it's awful. So this has been my obsession. I love them. I just love them.
They're perfect. I cannot wait to see that come together.
I know. So, and I love how April showers bring May flowers. So the bring May flowers, except there's only 6 colors in May flowers, and I didn't include the gray or the whisper. So I do not know.
So are you just using full skeins of those?
Well, whisper, I'm going to use a full skein for sure. Mm-hmm. And Grey Gardens, it depends. Like how many I'm going to need on the bottom. Like I'm not going to make it gigantic for Lily. I would love it to be like just like when she's curled up on the couch or like, but like a big girl kind of Afghan without being an adult. So I don't really know. And as I go along, I will share that information. But I feel like 2 of each of the mini sets would give you a lot of circles.
Oh, tons.
It'd be 24 of each color. So it depends on the size you want to make. Maybe a baby blanket would be only 1 of each and then a background color.
Well, that's the thing too, is if you have like stash yarn that you think would look good with the minis, like you incorporate that too, maybe.
Yes. Or honestly, I think Rachel is just using like an old advent calendar. Yeah. It's like this for me is if you want it to be like rainbowy and planned out, which many people are probably just using all their old scraps and they're beautiful. I don't know how long the knit along is going for, crochet along.
I don't know either, but I'll put the details down below.
Yeah, but follow Carolyn, Bloom Handmade. She started podcasting.
I think I saw that.
I only saw her IGTV, like kind of trial run. I haven't seen the actual podcast yet.
Nice. I'll have to give it a watch. I've been watching a lot of podcasts lately.
You have?
Kinda, for me.
I've been doing FlossTube. I've been doing some podcasts. I just went back to Sandy and I were talking about Christopher Allen. He does a podcast. I am finding it, and he's doing a pandemic vlog series, kind of. I'm finding it again very inspiring. Oh, my girl. Oh, that little body. Hi, Charlie girl.
Hi.
How are you, sweet pea? I want to steal you forever. Look at her. Hi. She's like, I wanted to see you, Grammy. I hear your voice.
I want her to throw herself across her crib like she was doing. It's so funny.
Lily girl.
She's reenacting something.
She's going to be an actress.
She really, truly, like it's funny because when Justin puts her down for bed and he'll like rub her back, and then before he goes, he'll take her hand and he'll kiss it and he'll say, "Good night, Lily, I love you." And so this morning she goes, "Mommy, sleep, sleep." And so I was like, "Okay." So I pretended to sleep on the ground. And she comes over and she goes, "Good night, Mommy." And then she walked out. I was like,
oh, it's
so she just literally repeats whatever she sees and hears.
Her imagination is fantastic.
Yeah, she does have a good
It's fantastic. But you used to watch Little Mermaid and reenact her laying on the rock. You would lay on Lavallee's bed at the time, on her dog bed, and like this.
See, so it runs in the family.
The family.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, I'm totally enjoying it. Oh, Christopher Allen, the vlog. So I feel like I've made this shift where all of a sudden I'm being inspired. Like I'm not as heavy. It's really interesting. It's just happened. It could be gone by the time tonight comes around. We don't know. But I'm going with it. In what he is doing, and I am going to start, and it is right here, I am going to start making a list every day.
Of what?
Of my day.
Of like what you do or what you want to do?
What I want to do that day. If it's reading, you know what I mean? Like stitching at night or working on this project. Hi, Charlie girl. But I'm coming back to it, and it's like I feel like it's time to get back to life. Even though we have been, but it hasn't felt good. It's just felt like drudgery, like just.
Well, because it kind of feels like we've all been waiting for everything to go away. And I think
it's not going.
It's not going away. So it's kind of like we're all getting used to the idea like, okay, this is our new normal. Let's figure it out.
Yes, I think that's perfect. It's like I am realizing this is my new normal. And I am going to have a lot more time, which is something I have always wanted. So I'm perfect with that. Mm-hmm. And I want to start using the time well. I wasn't ready to do that yet. And now I feel like I'm ready to do that. And so he has so inspired me. He has a journal. He writes everything down. He's all about his house and how tidy it is. And like, I'm so inspired by him. Thank you, Sandy, for because I knew of him and I watched him for a while, but I kind of like, it's all right. Didn't do it for me. During this time, it's doing it for me.
It's speaking to you. That's awesome.
It is. And even as far as like having things around the house that I want to get done, like it's time to get back. Like enough wondering, enough of all of it for me. Again, it could change tonight, but for now it feels like it's time.
That's the thing. Like, as long as you approach it with like the grace of knowing that like, okay, right now I feel fantastic. Tomorrow I could feel like crap again, but like enjoy the time where you feel fantastic. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And really, really connect with the people that inspire you and lift you up. Like that's for me is so important, is to connect with creative people, connect with other makers, people that inspire me, even if it's not what I do. They inspire me to do what I do by doing what they do well.
Totally.
So yeah, so I don't know, I'm feeling perkier.
I love it. Well, I think that's why I've been watching podcasts so much, because you can't turn the TV on these days without, news bombarding you. So
it's not even news. It's because you can, but then the ads.
Right.
I'm like, let me live in La La Land just for an hour.
Right, exactly.
But you're right.
But so that's why I'm sticking to YouTube. So I've been watching, like I said, Stress Knits podcast, the Crazy Sock Lady podcast, and she's doing daily vlogs, which I love.
I noticed that I have not had a lot of time like of my own to do that stuff, and I'm craving it. So that will be.
And then Sandy, of course, I've been watching because she does fantastic vlogs.
Sandy inspires me to do laundry.
I know, same.
I love it. I'll take it.
And then Tanis I'm finally watched and I'm loving. Like I just finally feel like I'm I'm kind of in the loop with the knitting world again, which I haven't been for probably over a year because I just.
Well, I feel like too, you're coming out of the other end of being pregnant and having a newborn. Like you're emerging to the, okay, this is your new world. What does it look like? You're getting into a beautiful schedule. Look at that baby. Charlie girl, are you dreaming of coming to see your both Grammys?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Lisa and I were chatting. She was like, they need their Grammys. Let's go. So sweet. I was dying laughing. I think they need us, Sue. Shouldn't we just go? Okay, so let's also, because you alluded to your Chelsea Makes, which you are back strong. Like, see, I haven't even watched one of them. And I love watching because I feel like I catch up with you.
Well, they're all there. They're not going anywhere.
But so you have that going on. And then I have my Periscope morning group, which through this pandemic, we meet every morning except weekends. And it's an amazing group of women and men. Jason, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so those are two other places you can find us.
Yeah, and we have a lot of fun. Patreon's been growing, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's nice to be back. I was definitely not, I don't know. It's stressful to not be doing the things that you were used to doing, you know what I mean? So it's nice that I now have the time that I've kind of figured that piece out.
Yeah, well, I think it's good. You gave yourself time to figure it out. You have to. You got to pause at some point.
I agree.
Oh, Charlie girl. I can't believe we got another podcast done.
We did. I know. I can't wait for the next one because I have 2 really fun yarn packages coming to me, which I'm excited about. And I have a new project that I want to knit.
Yes. The other thing, oh my gosh, I haven't showed any knitting or any stitching, but look what Joanna sent me.
Love. Oh, and you want to know whose bag I have next to me as well?
I was going to say, we forgot to talk about that amazing purchase we made. I can't wait to cast those socks on, but I have too many socks going.
Same. I'm going to save that yarn for, which I have the yarn here too. Sorry, honey.
So that was a collaboration with Christine of Cozy Knitter and Sandy. I love it.
Oh, she's Louise.
I love it. I can't wait to cast those on.
I know.
And I have heard Sandy say that she has more fabric. She's not going to be doing them together. Like they're not going to be releasing them together, but it sounds like each of them are going to be releasing.
We'll have that. Or they're going separate. Hi, I know you're hungry.
Charlie. All right. So yeah, this is Joanna stitching the high notes. Stitched in Sweden.
She has a new one?
A new one. All the baby clothes. Oh my gosh.
She's another one that makes me want to start sewing.
I know. She's an amazing seamstress.
She is. I follow her on Instagram and I noticed that she was sewing.
I know. I love it. Okay. So anyways, Joanna.
I love that vegetable.
I love it so much. Oh, that's my pattern. I wanted to see this side.
It's all I love details. She's very much like Sandy in her attention to detail.
I agree. I love it. I love the denim-y orange. I don't know if she's going to have more of these in the shop or not. I have been stitching a lot, but I'm going to only show one thing because it's so amazing. My Anya's Day is getting amazing, but I'm not going to show that one today.
Ooh.
This one is the, oh my gosh. All the huge mistakes. I left the hoop in and the needle in.
Oh my goodness. I love the color palette of that one.
I love this one. This might be tonight. I might treat myself to some stitching.
Okay.
The house is so much fun because all of this is just fill-in at this point.
I love it. That must be
I love that. So that pattern, this pattern is, I have another kit coming that I'm so excited about. I wish it would come. This is Oh Joyous Day. It is so pretty. It's small.
Is it the same designer as? Wow. Beautiful.
I'm trying to think what the other one was.
That's
Yeah,
not the Anya's Day.
No, that's modern folk embroidery. This is Blackbird. Oh, I love Blackbird so much.
Okay.
So another one of her kits is coming my way. Okay, last thing we'll talk about is I filmed a video with Paige, the framer,
Yes.
framing Miss Mary Mack. And you guys, what's that?
Has she posted it yet?
No, I cannot wait. She probably won't post it until it's framed so she can show the end results.
True.
You guys, oh my gosh. First of all, I watched her video with Rachel, Treehouse Knits, and I really watched it because I wanted to see how the format worked, because I was going to do one with her. And I really thought, like, I'll just start it. I'll probably get bored thinking framing. Like, I was a framer. It's the best video. The best. So much fun to watch. So informative. So start by watching that one. It's amazing.
Yes.
And then mine will come out soon. I don't know how amazing mine was. I felt very indecisive because I was like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't make up my mind. But what we decided,
Oh my, I can't wait to see.
I cannot wait to see the piece done. I cannot wait.
I can't wait to watch the podcast.
I know. It's very fun.
Yeah.
I hope. I might have been really boring. I felt like Paige was really good, but I might have been super boring.
I doubt it.
We'll see. So yeah, so gosh. Oh, Mom.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? I mean,
I know. I feel like we covered everything.
I think so. Oh, wait. I have another project.
You are just like crushing it.
Well, it's kind of like an instant gratification project because it'll be a quick. But I'm knitting it out of our flock Highland worsted, so I figured it was worth showing.
Oh, I love that. I forgot about it.
Me too, until right now. So I'm knitting, it's called the August hat. Again, I'll put my project page down below. It's going to be really hard to show with just one hand, but let me try. So it starts out with a Latvian braid.
I love a Latvian braid. How did I not see that?
Because it's rolled up. And so you see there's a Latvian braid up here too. I'm so sorry. This is a really bad job of showing it. But
I can see it.
So it's a colorwork hat. I've had these two skeins of yarn. It's gray gardens and silver linings.
Love it.
And it's just a really fun, interesting hat pattern that I came across. And I believe the designer is Sarah Solomon. And she designed an entire year of hats. And they're all free. So it's 12 hat patterns. They're beautiful and they're for free. So
I've been dying to make hats.
You know, I hadn't been, but again, I just kept looking at these two skeins of yarn and I was like, I really want to use them. I honestly don't even know why I landed on a hat, but.
It's so funny because remember the Christmas that I did what hats? Quadries?
Quadries, yeah.
Quadries? I made so many. I haven't made a hat since then. And I loved every second of making those hats.
Yeah, you did. You did love that pattern.
I loved making those hats.
Yeah. Darn it. Well, but that's my last project. Again, I'll put the project page down below with all the details because I'm not going to rattle them off right now. But
it's okay. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I am finishing up some special orders today. And thank you for all that have been buying our yarn during this time. You know, small businesses, we don't know what will happen with small businesses, but oh my gosh, we so appreciate every order that comes across our, whatever we call it.
Our online shop.
Yeah, we're so grateful. And it's been so much fun working with so many different people on color combinations and ideas. And yeah, thank you.
Well, it's super fun because everybody is home. So it's like you can really like it just feels like everyone's more present. So it's not like you get an email and then you respond, because like for us, this is our full-time job.
Right.
so it's like we respond right away when we get an email, or, you know, relatively. And then it's kind of cool now because everybody's home, so you kind of get responses. It's almost like having a real-time conversation.
It is. I mean, yesterday I went back and forth with a couple people, and by the end of the day, you know, the orders were placed, the yarn's being dyed today, it's out the door tomorrow.
Yeah.
It really was, I was exhausted. I didn't dye one skein of yarn yesterday. I simply was doing a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, I was like, wow, I worked really hard today. And I'm looking going, but there's no yarn dyed.
Yeah, but it's true.
But it was so fun and different for me. It's not usually my, like, you do a lot of that, but it really, like, I was the one that needed to have the information, so it made no sense to have a three-way conversation.
Right.
But it was so much fun. But I was exhausted by the end of the day. I felt like an office worker. I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. We so appreciate it. It's amazing that we can continue on through these times.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It does not even.
No, it doesn't. And we were able to donate from all those sales. Did we already talk about that?
We didn't talk about it, but I posted on Instagram. So we were able to donate, was it 400?
That was like 600. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it was 600. I see. I can't remember things. Hang on. Let me look on it. I'll be able to tell you in 2 seconds. $400.
Okay.
So 10% of our sales from, I believe it was 10 days that we ran it, was $338. Then we ended up rounding up to 400, and we donated it to Feeding Chittenden. That's what it's called. Yes, which Chittenden County is the county that I live in, and they are super hands-on. They're doing fantastic work for all of the people up here that are, you know, relying on their services. And, you know, I think the demand is more and more. I continue to watch their Instagram account, and they are still in need. So if you want to support my local area, feel free. I'll put their information down below. But yeah, thank you for everybody that purchased yarn during that time, because it really helped out.
It did. It did. It's a time when those things need to happen.
Definitely.
All right.
Well, then let us go on with the day, shall we? I don't even have needles.
It's all right. You have a baby.
Oh, her little noggin.
Yeah, I just finished another little round circle. I'm loving these so much.
Super cute.
So consider joining Carolyn and her group of crochet along people, and it's super fun. I'm afraid to stop because I really want to finish it. Like I don't want to just start it and have them laying around. I want to really get it done.
You will.
You know. So yeah. All right, friends.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us again. It's been great catching up with you. If you are so inclined and you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to like the video and go down and subscribe to our channel, because it'll help us gain more exposure to other crafters that are looking for entertainment during this time where we have a lot of time for entertainment. So,
you know,
yeah, like we always say, I'm going to do needles and Mom's going to do hooks.
Up.
Up. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.